Hello and welcome to Hamer Reviews. My name is Christopher Hamer and this is a review of the Topping D10 Digital to Analog Converter, also known as a DAC. Now to start off, I thought I'd explain why you might want a DAC. Now, if you have a computer or laptop connected to a hi-fi, at some point in the connections that you have, the signal that your computer creates, which is digital, will need to be converted to an analog connection so that your hi-fi understands it. Now, some hi-fi equipment already has a digital input, so you might be using an optical cable from your PC or your laptop to that hi-fi, in which case you wouldn't need such a thing. However, if you're taking the audio output from a 3.5mm jack and plugging that into your hi-fi, that's where you can really benefit from these digital to analog converters. Essentially, what they do is they take the digital signal that your laptop has created and they convert it to an analog signal that your hi-fi understands. Now, yes, of course, your laptop and computer can already do this. The thing is, the components that they use are, generally speaking, extremely cheap. Even the best inbuilt digital to analog converter is pretty rubbish in comparison to something like this. And the thing is, this Topping D10 isn't even a top-of-the-range digital analog converter. It costs around £60. It's easy to spend upwards of a few hundred on one if you wanted to do so. That being said, for most people, I think this device is perfect. It's very simple to use. You plug it in via the USB input to your computer. It will automatically add itself. You don't need to install any software or drivers, and you should then see the Topping D10 as an output available on your computer. You can then take the signal from this to your hi-fi. Now, interestingly, you can choose to do this digitally. So if your hi-fi has an optical input, you might want to use an optical input on from here. The thing is, if your laptop or computer doesn't, it's a way to easily get that optical output. Equally, you have another digital output here, which will then allow you to take that signal, for instance, through a coax cable. And then, most importantly, you have the line out here, which is the analog signal. That's probably the one you're going to be using mostly. It really is plug and play and very simple to use. My Mac recognized it immediately, as did my PC. There were no issues there. Once you've plugged it into USB, this screen will light up and it will tell you a bit of information about the audio signal that it's receiving. But to be honest, it's not massively important for you to understand it. You don't need to change any settings. This is all automatic. What you will notice is that the sound quality that's coming from your computer is much better. You probably find that you've got more frequency range. You'll probably find that the bass is a bit deeper. You might find the highs are a bit clearer. Generally speaking, the actual signal from this will be much better than the one that will come from your laptop. And at just £60, this is actually a lot of gear for your money. It is certified as high-res audio, which is a certification that tells you that it has reached a certain standard, and it's also got the usual FCC and European regulatory markers on it. So this isn't just a cheap piece of knockoff kit, it's the real deal. It's also very small and light, which means you could easily mount it under your desk or behind your hi-fi equipment. There's no need for this to be out on show if you don't want it to be, and you can also update the firmware if you need to. Overall, I think for many people, this is a huge and easy way to increase the audio quality they receive from their computers. If you aren't using any kind of speakers connected to your computer or laptop, this obviously isn't for you and it probably wouldn't be of interest. But if you are, and you still think you're missing that little bit of sound quality, this is certainly a step that's worth integrating into your system. I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions or would like to know anything more about this DAC, please do add them in the comments below. Do consider giving this a thumbs up and also subscribing. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks very much. Goodbye.